Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I've got a question for you, for all of you that are, you old school people who just won't get involved with the newfangled technology, don't care about Facebook and Twitter. I got a question for you today. And this question is from Chris, and he says, "Hi, John. My question is simple. I am 36 years old and want to go for a programming job and looking for a programming language to specialize in. The best prospect to land a job without a CS degree seems to be in web development, but I really don't care about social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram." I'm going to throw Snapchat in there because I don't think Chris, I don't even think you know what Snapchat is. That's good though. Or even about the latest mobile phones, and hence I have almost zero knowledge about it. I do like coding, but is it possible to become a decent web developer without learning in depth how social media works? Cheers, Chris. So, Chris, yeah, definitely. You don't have to know anything really about social media. It doesn't matter if you know about Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all that. If you want to build up a brand and market yourself, you should probably have a presence on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? But it's not going to stop you from getting a job. So if you're interested, for those of you that actually do want to build a brand and see why that's important, I do have a course on how to market yourself as a software developer, which you can check out here. And it talks about building the brand, building the blog, getting on social media and promoting yourself there and building a presence. I do think, Chris, that it is important that you at least have a LinkedIn account and a Twitter account. You don't have to know how it all works. You don't even have to engage in it, just so that people can find you there. It's just going to look normal. LinkedIn, you should definitely have. You should get your profile set up well. That's an important part of, I think, our industry today, in the professional industry. But the other stuff, there's a lot of noise today in social media. Back 5 years ago, I would have said that it was more important. But there's so much noise on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff. It's a very high noise to signal ratio, so it's not going to hurt you as much to not have that presence. If you are trying to build a huge brand and stuff like that, you're going to have to be there, right? So, but if you're just trying to get a job, you don't necessarily need to have those skills. You don't even need to know those frameworks. If you just want to get a web development job, knowing the latest about mobile phones and social media platforms is not going to matter unless you're trying to get a job at a place like Instagram or Twitter or some startup that's creating something in the mobile space. But if you're trying to get a web development job, I wouldn't worry about that stuff. In fact, part of me is sort of jealous of you because I sometimes wish that I lived in a world where I didn't know anything about Twitter or Facebook and get constantly interrupted by Slack messages and all this stuff, right? Because it would be much simpler. In fact, what I really wish I didn't have is email. I would love to be I read this thing that said that Bill Murray, the only way to, and then those of you, you're 36, so you probably know, but those of you that don't know who Bill Murray is, Ghostbusters? Okay, he was the guy in Ghostbusters, okay. Anyway, Bill Murray, famous actor, the only way to get a hold of him, I read, was to fax him. He has got a fax number. So when someone wants to send him a script that they want to get him to work on, he gets a fax. Such a disconnected model. And so the reason why I bring that up is because you're in a better off situation, Chris, than a lot of developers that spend a ridiculous amount of time on social media and get no benefit from it. I tend to use social media as just an advertising platform. I know some people don't like that, but I just put stuff out, right? I did this video on produce 70% and consume 30%. Honestly, you might even change that ratio to be even more on the produce than consume, but I basically put stuff out. I create a lot of YouTube videos, I create blog posts, I put posts on social media, but I don't consume much of it. And a lot of it is because a lot of it is toxic, right? A lot of it is if you scroll through your Facebook feed and you don't feel like throwing up, I don't know, you must have a stomach full of steel because you can it can really affect you. A lot of people spew a lot of garbage on there. So, emotional energy can drain you and make it so that you lose your physical energy and you can't work as much. You feel like you could read through a bunch of social media and get all upset and basically feel like you've been working for 3 hours and you've only been scanning social media for 15 minutes. And that's true, test it. So that's why it's also good not to do that first thing in the morning. So anyway, I'm going a little bit off topic here, but my point is that you're probably in a good place if you can get away without using social media, it's probably better. It's not good. It's great for putting your stuff out there, but it's not great for consumption. Read books. Get an Audible account, right? And read books. Do things that are going to be productive for you and your 30%, and produce a lot of stuff. Put stuff out there in the world rather than just consume, and you're going to have a lot more value. In fact, if you want to increase your job prospects, right? Producing is the best way, right? If you've produced YouTube videos, if you produce blog posts, if you've produced podcasts or whatever that is, right? Again, I talk about this in my How to Market Yourself as a Developer course. That's going to give you the biggest advantage rather than if you happen to know how social media works and the new Android phone or whatever it is. So anyway, good question, Chris. Again, not an excuse to not keep up to date on technology that is relevant to you. If you are a software developer and you don't know, the latest trends in web development and you're not keeping up in your field, you're going to severely limit your job prospects. But you don't have to know everything, but definitely, I think you're on the right road, Chris. You said you're going to pick a specialty. Do that. I have a whole playlist to help you on specializing as a software developer. I've always said that it's really important to pick a niche and to be a specialist, so definitely do that. And if you've got a question for me, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com. If you like this video enough to think that you might want to watch more videos from me, imagine that. Click the subscribe button below and you'll get, 2-3 videos a day maybe? Yeah, it's crazy, but that's what you'll get, and I would definitely appreciate it. If you're already a subscriber, show your love by giving me a thumbs up here or sharing it with a friend. I would really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.